all starts in 1998, synchronous with the affective revolution, so-called affective turn. The first of its kind was called Kismet, which means Kisma nasi hoffentlich fortune Glück Schicksal fate destined inshallah. Meanwhile, with the affective turn, all those emotions, among many others, were being created. Silly happy, satisfied happy, critical happy, cheerful and happy, fearful, alienated, irritated, attracted, surprised, trapped, rebellious, depressed, confident, anxious. Die erste Welle, die zweite Welle, die dritte Welle und die autistische Wende. From time to time, he stretches his leg, and there is this noise, like water running. It's a beautiful noise. This is one of the spots where tourists from the first and the second world linger a while to take photos. This is in fact one of the shamanistic phone booths in Anatolia. People would come and stop by those booths for a power retrieval, good against chronic fatigue, a run of bad luck, or chronic illness. The power retrieval in the public was banned just after the monkey massacre, estimated between 1574 and 1595. The historians of the time wrote that on that day it was difficult to find a single branch of tree in the city without a hanged monkey. The monkey massacre stands for the bloody end of an era.
From the animal-like to the glossy white. From heavy, greasy and noisy to light, clean and silent.
Uncanny Valley is the einzige Ort, der Napoleon beißt. Nur die Extroverts müssen draußen bleiben. Die Extroverts verrichten Wachaufgaben, Boten und Wagendienste und insbesondere Aufgaben, die Geheimhaltung erfordern. Dazu gehören auch Exekutionen. Die Extroverts haben spezielle Uniformen, erhalten Bezahlung und eine Pension und stehen unter dem Befehl eines obersten Extroverts. Neben Extroverts werden zurzeit auch große Menschen als Diener eingesetzt. Well, it was necessary that the affective turn came. The affective turn was very fine, but then it went too far by encouraging everyone to be expressive. And by doing so, the affective turn was condemned to filter out. Just like what happens to every turn one day. Now the time has come for a new turn, and it is the autistic one, and it is the autistic one. People in the autism spectrum are stars of the future, because more than any other kind of human, they are the ones that are compatible with the home robots. Uncanny Valley is becoming a place, a new popular meeting point for many. Some even call it Aspergistan. Nadine, among others, loves this place.
Agents were built that are intelligent enough to communicate with autistic savants. Zeno from Hansen Robotics, Neo from SoftBank Robotics, and Fluffy Romigo, the only open source project. The head of Hansen Robotics had years of training in Disney before creating Sophia and Little Sophia. SoftBank Robotics also built other agents like Pepper. The emotion system in the autonomous autistic agents was used firstly in the defense service.
It is well known that some human beings on the autism spectrum show excessive thirst, and many show much interest in water in general. For this reason, puddles are common places for the folk to meet. There is little water left, and all the puddles are only deep enough for feet. No bathing takes place, which will cause greater problems for people in the autism spectrum, except the aquatic and amphibian life forms. They could do that. Rituals are repetitious, and as repetition is a form of change, these cleaning rituals are nothing but curative to the body and the soul. Finally, on this basis, we have chosen the head of a turtle-like appearance, consisting of 3 movable discs, since it was the best perceived construction, concurrently allowing to maintain desirable functionality. This design has been inspired by characters from the cartoon and movie series Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Finally, on this basis, we have chosen the head of a turtle-like appearance, consisting of 3 movable discs, since it was the best perceived construction, concurrently allowing to maintain desirable functionality. This design has been inspired by characters from the cartoon and movie series Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The sea snail can produce a specific blue, the Egyptian blue. It is also the blue of the screen of death. Blue cheeks are held to be the evidence of the potential for vampirism.
Mit Hilfe eines Schwimmgürtels wurde Deep Learning an die Wasseroberfläche gebracht. Not many can be astronauts, but with the help of swim belts, we can be astronauts while floating on the water surface. As deep waters were scarcely to be found, and even if they existed, swim belts were needed to survive. No underwater skills were required anymore, and newbies were welcome. The driver is usually unconcerned about how the directions of the steering wheel and the accelerator pedal are translated into the actual motion of the car. Therefore, these details are abstracted from the driver. A cloud is similar. It applies the concept of abstraction in a physical computing environment by hiding the true process from a user. In fact, cloud computing is so named because a cloud is often used to depict an exact knowledge of inner workings.
The term personality comes from the Latin personare, to sound through, referring to the mouth opening in an actor's mask. Introverted devices are given a synthesized voice with a slow speech rate, low volume level, low pitch and narrow pitch range. Misanthropes tend to have deeper voices with little modulation and with measured speech.
To deal with the heat outside, it is best if you are cold-blooded. In the Chalcolithic period in Anatolia, it was not uncommon for bodies to be buried in houses. It is clear that the inhabitants went on living in the houses, a circumstance that is taken for evidence that the dead were not feared.
Cactus is known for the healing power against menstrual problems. Cadı, vampir, kara koncalos, virikolakas, gul, gulyabani, strigoi, tenars, upir, cadu, hort, jongolos, iblis, upior, obur, cudlak are used to build a vampire. Transylvania becomes immediately the land of vampires, and the vampire changes from being a monstrous corpse to a largely sympathetic, romantic outsider.
Vampires never drown. They always float on top. Not only vampires, incidentally, but also witches and sorcerers float on the water. The panic began with an outbreak of alleged vampire attacks in East Prussia in 1721 and in the Habsburg monarchy from 1725 to 1734. By the time the Serbian cases erupted in the Western European public space, most writers dealing with them acknowledged that the origins of vampirism were to be searched for in Ottoman Greece. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events, is purely not coincidental.